mean, I got money.
Hey, Ma, what do?
After the show, I got up and we know. You make it bad all the time. Post on my barrel. Spin the block for the stretch on, wake the hood up when we wet on. And it's all gonna be alright, yeah. When that road choice take your life. Lose the pressure, be on top of that Nike print. Front of wrist, niggas sticking your bank though. And they shaking for rollers, the niggas who want it, don't know what time to drop though. Blue face up there on my neck, she just said I can make a relapse so. Thinking I'm slipping, run up and get clapped toe. I put that up for the map on. Turn up on a bitch when I'm gone, I prefer. They don't go fuck on the face beat. Came behind me, do the dash, keeping up in the verse. Throwing shots ain't at me. Dropped up, tell a nigga get at me. Tough love for a bitch, won't trap. Pay for the body, then I give him the Mac free. Got a pound in the car, I'ma smoke on that. Left the state for a show and no coming back. If he say he won't smoke, ain't no falling back. Want a bitch for the play, I'ma blow the strap. He ain't using his head, put it in his lap. He ain't could tell that he only rap. I just put 40 bands inside the trap. Every manifestation I'm calling real. Now can you make it better? Trap out like Griselda. Post up with Beretta. Hustling through the night, yeah. Tell Chip what's right, yeah. Hop out, gun flame through the night, yeah. You know how I'm rocking, you know that I'm with it. You loyal to me, I make sure that you get it. If you want it, you got it. You know how I'm rocking, they never can stop it. It's stuff in my pocket. I go up for the score and they never can block it. After the show, I count up in the miles and tears fall from the lies of this fight. 100 bands through the time of the night. When you left, I ain't wanna live life. Now I'm happy on the in and outside. You throw it all, watch you come back. Got a whole 100 racks in the D or a bag. Count up that money, I run up the stack. Born on the jet with an illegal strap. That shit that they talk, I just tell you it's cap. Up off the X and I only took out. Stay in the job, I fall back from the town. What I have in my way, I'ma pay off the style. I feel like it ain't no bitch I can have. Tell her run boot with the fur like a foul. Balenciaga, that Gucci and Prada. I got on our 3 and I bought several pounds. When it's up, we sliding and ducking from clubs. Time-wise, clockwise, I never feel. Ain't no slacking, we hustling, we on it for real. They don't give it, we take it, you know what it is. Trap out like Griselda, post up with Beretta, hustling through the night, yeah. Spin the block for the stretch on, wake the hood up when we wet on. And it's all gonna be alright, yeah. When that road choice take your life, yeah. Be on top of the Nike print, front of wrist, niggas kicking your bank though. And they shit give a rollers to niggas who want it, who don't know a thing but trap though. Blue face, stop with that over neck. That shit that we selling up, make it relapse though. Thinking I'm slipping, run up and get clapped toe. I put that knife on the map post, yeah.
Hey Chicago, Tide Cleaners is here. That means
no more sorting, no more loading, no more sad attempts at folding. Tide will do it all and lots more.
Leave your laundry to the pros, we'll fold and press all of your clothes. Well, use the laundry day at the shore. It's laundry day, come see us play and have a happy laundry day.
don't do laundry, have Tide do it for you and have a happy laundry day. Sign up at TideCleaners.com and get 50% off your first load. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Cleaners.
Conversation with the ops.
much more about Robin Williams and what played out in his home those hours before he was discovered. Police now revealing what they believe happened inside his home in Marin County, California, how his family learned he took his own life, his body found by his personal assistant. Tonight, the tributes pouring in from around the world, the memorial growing outside this home in Boulder, Colorado, the backdrop used for that first hit show, MocK and Mindy. A similar picture in San Francisco tonight at the home where he filmed the Mrs. Doubtfire. The message, Robin, you'll be missed. Robin Williams had just signed on to reprise that role. This evening, his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, now surrounded by candles and messages from grieving fans. ABC's Cecilia Vega leads our team coverage tonight, and she's outside that home, the backdrop for Mrs. Doubtfire.
Crowd out here that has just covered his body. Distraught, she called 911. Emerged their house, thinking her husband was still asleep. But just before noon, his personal assistant discovered his body. Distraught, she called 911. Emergency crews responded in minutes.
Apparent suicide attempt by hanging.
Our indication is that it is a suicide due to asphyxia due to hanging.
A pocket knife found near his body, cuts on his wrist.
Mr. Williams had been seeking treatment for depression.
This longtime friend who saw Williams just last week told me he and others close to him were concerned.
We've been worried. He's been fragile. He's been really, it was clear to us that, that he was not in great shape.
Did you think it would come to this?
No. I mean, he was getting so much love and support all around him. I mean, for me, there's no making sense of any of this.
Today, those landmarks made famous over the course of a legendary career, now memorials. From that bench in Boston, seen in Good Will Hunting.
You don't know about real loss, because it only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself.
Now surrounded by tributes written in chalk to his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, spilling over with flowers and notes. As fans mourn the loss of a movie legend, Williams' family mourned in private, his wife saying in a statement, "I am utterly heartbroken." And his daughter Zelda tweeting this message, "I love you, I miss you, I'll try to keep looking up." From those who worked with Williams, the tributes keep pouring in. Ben Affleck saying tonight, "He made Matt and my dreams come true." What do you owe a guy who does that? Everything. MocK and Mindy producer Gary Marshall discovered Williams, saying he had more energy than anyone in any room.
I think I'll miss mostly that he's not here anymore and I could call him up and get a laugh, because he sure could do that. Better than anybody I ever saw.
And Marshall today sharing another story, saying the very first time he met Robin Williams, Williams stood on his head in an office chair.
The life of an actor may seem glamorous, but there is a lot of hard work and emotional toil that goes into each and every role. See how movies like Terminator, It, and Star Wars have completely changed actors, forcing some to retire and some to never live the same again. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content.
Thanks to the generous help of the United States government, we are about to be involved in the greatest real estate swindle of all time.
Gene Hackman. As a legendary actor known for roles in films like Unforgiven and Superman, Gene Hackman let his age get the best of it. Despite still being at the top of his game, Hackman felt he was too old to act anymore and became bitter about younger performers on set. The feelings began with the Royal Tenenbaums and reached a head in the Ray Romano comedy entitled Welcome to Mooseport. The forgettable film, Welcome to Mooseport, which will only be remembered as Hackman's final role, was released back in 2004. The actor didn't even show up for the premiere of the film. He's turned down every role since and focused on novel writing.
If you don't do exactly what I tell you, or if you give me any kind of a problem at all, I'm going to look over at my partner and he's going to shoot your Mr. Gwendon between the eyes.
George Clooney. George Clooney has charm, charisma, and is one of the biggest A-listers in Hollywood, but a role in the film Syriana nearly forced the star to commit suicide. A terrible head injury on the set of the film sent the actor to the hospital for days. He was bedridden, in extreme pain, and had fluid leaking from his spine. The prescribed pain meds made Clooney feel even worse, and after healing, he was very clear-minded about how the drugs impacted his body and the importance of living a safe and clean life. The biggest positive from the experience was the Academy Award he nabbed for that film.
What do you want to talk about?
I can't really remember.
Shelley Duvall. If you thought watching The Shining was intense, imagine acting in it. Jack Nicholson's character may have been going crazy in the film, but Shelley Duvall felt insane as she was put through months of torture just to film her scenes. Director Stanley Kubrick was relentless in the treatment of her and pushed her beyond her limits to get the performance out of her. Hair was falling out and she needed therapy, but she got the job done. Years later, a Dr. Phil interview showcased how far Duvall has fallen since playing the emotionally draining and iconic role.
I should get going now.
Without you, Bo? You don't want to lose it, Georgie. Bill's gonna kill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård got the role of a lifetime by playing Pennywise the Clown in the horror adaptation of It. Pennywise clearly took on a life of his own. Not only did the clown conjure up millions of dollars of ticket sales, but Skarsgård was emotionally scarred from the makeup he played under during filming. Months after It completed production, Skarsgård still suffered from nightmares featuring Pennywise. The clown would haunt him in numerous ways, and in some cases he would be dressed as Pennywise while another form of the clown tortured him. Freddy Krueger may have some competition after those horrific dreams.
Get this straight, people. I don't work for toes.
Bob Hoskins. In today's acting world, the use of green screens, motion capture suits, and stand-ins is all too common. For Bob Hoskins' iconic role in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the whole process was unprecedented. For nearly 8 months, Hoskins had to act alongside nothing, just voices projected at him. In the years following the film, he would constantly talk to himself and hear those cartoon voices in his head. He was forced to take a break from making films for a few years, but not long enough to stop him from making the horrendous Super Mario Bros. Film adaptation.
He hasn't seen me. I can cure your husband, but I need total trust.
Colin Firth. For some film roles, you have to learn and master character traits so they look realistic on screen. With some actors, this means getting buff and in shape. For actors like Colin Firth, it meant learning a stutter to portray royalty in The King's Speech. The role received acclaim for Firth, but he also kept the stutter for several months after production ended. Even during promotions for the film, you can hear Firth stutter as he tries to speak and get through everyday conversation. A few roles later, and the talented actor was able to shake the stutter off, but it probably comes back to him every now and then.
Watching John with the machine, it was suddenly so clear. The Terminator would never stop.
Linda Hamilton. In a film like The Terminator 2 Judgment Day, you're bound to be around explosions, gunfire, and all kinds of other loud noises. Now imagine all of those noises inside a small area like an elevator. Then imagine you forget to put the earplugs in your ears and you've exposed your precious eardrums to the extremely loud shots blasted by Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is exactly what happened to star Linda Hamilton, and the results weren't pretty. The simple mistake of forgetting her earplugs led to permanent hearing damage, and she still suffers from it today.
I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman.
Heath Ledger. Getting into the mind of a psychopath is no easy task, but Heath Ledger went all in for his iconic role as the Joker in The Dark Knight back in 2008. The role led to sleepless nights, insomnia, and a whole lot of anxiety for the actor. Ultimately, after filming wrapped on The Dark Knight, Ledger was prescribed some pain medications and sleep pills which mixed to form a fatal dose and caused him to die in his sleep. The dedication to his role was honored with a Best Supporting Actor Oscar at the Academy Awards.
Be safe.
I will not. I promise.
Jake Lloyd. A role in Star Wars can be both a blessing and a curse. For years, you'll be known as your iconic character and may have trouble landing other roles. In the case of Jake Lloyd, the young actor completely ended his whole film career after appearing in the Star Wars prequel, The Phantom Menace. After playing a young Anakin Skywalker on the big screen, Lloyd ended up being bullied off-screen by other kids. As the reputation of the film tanked, teasing of Lloyd only increased, and the actor quit Hollywood altogether. At least he didn't have to play Jar Jar.
I'm cold and hungry.
Welcome back to another vlog. As you can see from all of the montage Stay in your vlog. As you can see, we out in Malibu right now. This is one of my favorite places to come to in Cali. So if you've never been to Cali, come out to California. Come out to Malibu. It's beautiful. It's nice and peaceful. But right now, we're on a double date. We got Nairi and Bob back there. This is my cousin. This is Nairi. And Kennedy back there. But super duper lit, man. We about to get some food real quick. Just a quick little pit stop. Yesterday we went to the beach. We're going to the beach again today. So, you know, we're just trying to stay out the crib and do a lot of stuff. But I got a surprise for y'all this weekend. Vlog's gonna be super.
What's up, old members?
Back. Ooh. Wait, where you going? This side.
Don't call me an old member.
What's up?
I'm recent. No, I'm recent. I left not too long ago. So I'm recent. I'm not old. Actually, you actually say I'm new. I left like 20 minutes ago. That's still new. It's still September 4th. The day I left. But you can't say old though. It's just okay. You don't believe that I'm serious. So, I'm about to talk to him at school tomorrow.
Shout out to Matthew for the $2 said, bro, you're about to blow up with 2K20 or whatever. I appreciate that.
I low-key might go to Xbox though, like, to be honest, because I know like a lot of YouTubers that's going to Xbox 2K20. So like I low-key want to go to Xbox. Yeah. Like, I want to go to it because I know a lot of streamers going to it. And I low-key want to. Yes, they is. What's that dude name? G-Size? G-Size going to Xbox. I think Bandit, yeah, he already on Xbox, but I know G-Size going to Xbox. Yeah, a lot of people was talking about the hack. They said something about the land too. So I'm like, shoot, so I already got an Xbox, so tell my dad to just buy me 2K20 on there. And I'm gonna start over on there. And Ashton already got friends on there, so I should be Gucci. That's only if my record trash in 20 though. That's gonna be my bruh, everybody getting it, so it really don't matter who's saying it's trash. I low-key really mess with the Halloween theme though. The Halloween and the Christmas theme. But I ain't gonna cap though, if YouTube don't work out for me, I already got a backup plan. I'm gonna be a barber, so yeah. For sure, if YouTube don't work out, barber, I'm finna be cutting hair, so I'm low-key Gucci. I already got my backup plan set. And you a sophomore too, so you might as well just start thinking of your plans too. Backup plans, all that. What, YouTube? What? You got a backup plan if that don't work? Shit, I don't. I only got barber and welding. Both of them don't work out. I don't know. I'm just got to level my mama then, try to find something to do. Alright. I'm gonna be on 20 tomorrow. Yeah.
What's up, Apple? What's good with you?
I can't say the most trash person left the group because I'm better than Demetrius. But yeah. So I don't know. He got school tomorrow. Got that bedtime.
Modern engines are efficient, but they have unique fuel system deposits that can lead to poor performance. A bottle of SDP Ultra 5-in-1 fuel system cleaner can break up deposits and help restore peak performance. With SDP, it's not complicated, it's science.
Hello, Anthony.